What's going on YouTube? JT is Reborn here, and welcome back to another edition to my DC comic book reviews. And in this video, we're going to be talking about Batman Superman World's Finest, issue number 45. This one is written by Mark Waid with artwork by Adriano Gutierrez, and this is start of a new story arc. And this is another team up between Lex Luthor and the Joker. So the issue opens up, Batman and Superman are kind of just hanging out in the Batcave, watching Gotham versus Metropolis in football, having a fun little bit of banter back and forth when they get alert of Lex Luthor trying to steal something. Superman that go after him, but Lex Luthor kind of transports from where he was at to someplace else, and he's been kind of taken by the Joker. And so this is the merger part one is the name of the story arc. But yes, so they're off there, and Joker kind of turns Lex into sort of a ghost where he's kind of phasing through matter, but he's kind of have him like apprehended at this moment, and he wants Lex his help in trying to attain some sort of artifact. They call it the Absorbiscon or Absorbiscon. I think that's how you can pronounce it. God, I can't even talk right now. Apologize for that. But yeah, so that's what their team is trying to do, and it basically gives somebody like infinite knowledge of the potential for that. And so Joker needs Lex's help in stealing it, and so they go in to take down some sort of museum in like Midway City, but it turns out it was guarded by Hawkman, and they get into a fight there, back and forth. It's some fun little action mixed in with the bit, and Joker uses his stuff against him, Lex uses his stuff against him. Then Batman and Superman show up to kind of help, and basically they steal the device, and something happens to where Lex and Joker kind of fuse into one. I don't know what you would call this hybrid, but it kind of makes me think back to the first arc in this when Batman and Superman kind of fused together to face off against the Devil Neja, which was a pretty cool moment. And now Lex Luthor and Joker are one being all together, but he seems to have inherited Joker's kind of craziness with Lex Luthor's kind of tech and intelligence. So that's a pretty substantial threat for both, even though it's just a mortal man. Just combining the mind of Joker and Lex Luthor is not a very safe combo. But I'll take Lex Luthor over the Joker if I had to deal with one of them, mainly because Lex, maybe you could reason with him better than Joker. But it seems that Batman and Superman also kind of got hit with that ghosting device. Now they're kind of phasing through certain bits of matter, and they can't really like maintain themselves. It kind of makes me think back to the movie, like movies like Ghost and The Frighteners, where you have like these kind of ghostly spirits, and sometimes they can kind of hang on to matter, other times they can't, and that's what we got kind of going on there. So they're gonna have to get used to their ghost powers. Maybe they should seek advice from Danny Phantom, I don't know. But again, this is a fun, simple little like team up. It's not the strongest this book has been, but definitely not the weakest. A Lex Luthor and Joker combination, fusion of the two, is kind of a fun concept. We just kind of have to kind of wait and see how they deal with that and how they kind of have to work together to stop this duo. Maybe Hawkman comes back and he's the real savior of the book, but only time will tell. So again, simple, fun, effective. That's World's Finest for you. Even at its worst, it's like, you know, the worst issues we can get with this run is just generally just okay, but it's never like downright awful or terrible, I'd say, with this book. It's a consistent book for over 40 plus issues. So although I'm starting to think like I just wish it would kind of pick up steam like it did the first few arcs, because those were just so good, and while it's been, you know, totally serviceable and, you know, some enjoyable stuff since then, it's never quite reached the levels of that earlier stuff when it started coming out. But again, that kind of happens with creatives when you're kind of working on something for so long and you feel a little fatigued, I'm sure. I mean, Mark Waid's written so much stuff that I think sometimes the break away from something and really letting the creative juices flow would help it a bit. Or maybe this book will go on to like issue 50 and then kind of wrap itself up until they go into something else. So I'd actually be okay with that. I think a solid 50 issue run of this really solid book is, you know, quit while you're ahead, right? Quit while you're on top. So, but I'm sure DC will probably prolong it a lot longer, but only time will tell. But anyways, not too much else to say about this one. What did you think of it? Post your comments down below. Be sure to like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to your channel for more content, hit that bell for notifications, all that other fun stuff, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace out.